Megan Khang today, who I'm sure is very happy to be here with us all. Megan Khang, I will just kick it off with the first question. How excited are you to play here in your home in front of all of these great people who I'm sure will be out with your sponsor, FM, right on your chest?
You know, it's super cool to bring an event back to Massachusetts and for it to be a personal sponsor of mine. It's an incredible feeling. You know, I joke that I feel like the unofficial host, and I feel bad that I can't really recommend a ton of restaurants. So if you do have any restaurants, send them my way and I'll send them out. But, you know, it's pretty cool to be playing in front of like a home crowd, and, you know, I'm very excited to see a lot of familiar faces out there and just to kind of show the world and show Massachusetts like the talent that the girls have on tour, and it's very exciting overall.
Mm-hmm. I'll open it up right away to questions, maybe here on my left, Megan's right. You're taking us away.
Hi, Megan. Bill Koch with the Providence Journal. Welcome back. You were a buttonhole kid growing up. And I wanted to ask you just how important facilities like that are in terms of growing the game and in terms of, you know, serving some communities that might not get much exposure to the game.
You know, growing up, before my dad kind of picked up golf, he was a mechanic in Rhode Island. And so on the weekends, a lot of my extended family was in Rhode Island, and we came across Buttonhole, and, you know, I'd kind of drag my cousin with me to just so I would have a friend to go play with. And, you know, just being like a Buttonhole kid, you know, having a bucket of balls that was only $1 or $2 and, you know, very affordable for almost anyone. Because, like, as I got older, I didn't realize how expensive golf can be. And so just to be able to have the accessibility that Buttonhole provides to those who may not have the financial stability to afford to play golf, but to have, you know, again, $1 for a bucket, $3 to go play, and overall you can spend the entire day and spend maybe $10. It's incredible. And as I grew up, I got to know the owners, you know, Ed and Karen Morrow. And, you know, we're very close friends to this day, and they're an incredible couple and just a better family to do what they do and do it for the love of growing the game and, you know, making golf accessible to everyone.
Hi, Megan. Lauren Campbell from Mass Live. There's been kind of a rise in women's sports in New England and Boston with the PWHL team, the Connecticut Sun playing at TD Garden, and the new NWSL team. Do you see the FM championship kind of adding to that rise? Do you hope it is? And what does it mean to you to be part of that? You
know, I did hear about, you know, all the women's sports teams coming to Massachusetts, and, you know, for FM to kind of come in and be one of the I think the biggest purse on the women's tour that's a non-major or our tour championship, you know, is kind of a huge way to get the women's game catapulted. You know, again, here in Massachusetts, you know, you have so many different tours coming. I believe you said oh my gosh, was it the basketball?
The Connecticut Sun, yes,
Suns.
yep.
You know, it's kind of surprising that Massachusetts doesn't have their own team, but it's pretty cool that we are hosting them at TD Garden. And I know Massachusetts and New England itself is a huge sports community, and, you know, to be able to bring women's golf back after 20-something years, it's a great way to do it, and FM's doing a fantastic job by just coming out of the gates with a $3.8 million purse.
Hey, Megan. Alistair Ingram and Nolan Riley with the We Met Fund. I'm curious to hear any familiarity you have with the We Met Fund. I know you won the We Met tournament a couple times as a youngster, and playing at Thorny Lee, any introduction to like friends you might have had that were scholars? You had a couple of scholars with you in your group today. You know, just what's it like to kind of see that We Met logo back?
You know, it's always great when you can give back to a foundation, and, you know, Francis We Met is one of the biggest ones in Massachusetts, if not the biggest, and, you know, to see how we incorporate them in, you know, days like this where, you know, we do get to meet, I guess, two a day or two during our round, and, you know, just little things like this, it may seem so little to us, but in the big picture, like, it's very exciting to see, you know, people benefiting and getting to do the most and kind of getting to experience what we get to. And I have the worst memory, but I did always enjoy going to the Francis We Met tournament. And I remember, I think I won it twice, and I was really bummed because I think I lost the third time. And it's funny because, like, it's a family of three, and I wanted 3 chairs, but that's a little off topic. But no, I mean, it holds a special place in my heart just because, you know, Massachusetts and Francis We Met, it's nice having a little sentimental value to it just because it is home.
And we were hoping this might jog your memory
Oh my goodness. I used to rock the pop collar. I still do once in a while, but I don't know if Erdez would like that. But once in a while, so I'll zip it up. But look at that. I think I still.
Do you know how
Love
old
it.
you were in that photo?
See, it was the R11, so I was probably like 14. Do you remember?
13 or 14 in that range, yeah.
Like I said, I have the worst memory, but my parents still have the trophy at the house, though.
Who has more questions? I know Hudson has them. Go ahead, Hudson.
Hey Megan, I'm Hudson Farino from Nesson Clubhouse. Who are you excited to see at the celebrity tournament today?
Celebrity tournament today.
Pro-Am.
Ooh, I heard Tuukka Rask is here in the building, and so I've met him before at another charity event, and I know he is a fanatic about golf, so it's pretty cool to see, you know, a couple guys from other sports coming in to support women's golf, and so, you know, I'm a huge fan of. I've gotten more into hockey as the years have gone on. Are you excited to see anyone?
I don't really know anybody.
He's excited to see you, Megan. Right, Hudson?
Yeah.
You have another one?
No, that's
Okay.
it. Thanks, though.
I know Alan, you have some on the Zoom. Can you go ahead and unmute? And I think we should be able to hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Megan. Alan Gunn, Cape Cod Times. Obviously, junior golf is huge in Massachusetts, and you've seen, a number of players progress into the collegiate ranks, out of the state. What is it about Massachusetts golf that, prepares players for not only golf now but later?
Personally, I think it's because like we have such a short golf season and we do have a little break. I think it really emphasizes, quality versus quantity in a sense. I know that's how it was for me growing up in a sense. I know I didn't go to college, but in a sense, my dad would always be like, we have a very limited time, especially when it came to daylight savings. And so we had to have a very good practice session in a sense of, putting in the time and effort because the time was very short, and just kind of having that in your mindset and making sure, sometimes you're going to have cold days, sometimes it's going to be a little snowy, a little rain, but you can't let that stop you. And so you just kind of learn to persevere through it. And, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think that's how, kind of the Massachusetts and Boston mindset is already. And so kind of letting that bleed into golf, it kind of shows the grit that us, Bostonians and Massachusetts and New Englanders have, and not just in golf, but like every sport that we have. I mean, I grew up in the Tom Brady New England dynasty, and kind of watching that growing up, it's very inspiring to see like the never give up attitude, and hard work goes a long way. Brady played for however many extra years that not many others would, and so just kind of the work ethic alone just shines through.
And finally, just, the history of golf, a lot of it begins in Massachusetts. To have a tournament after 20 years come back to the state, how important is it for golf to, have a professional tournament, here in Massachusetts where, almost it began for the United States?
It's one of the best feelings to be able to say that, like, one of my own sponsors is bringing back a tournament to Massachusetts. And, we have so many amazing golf courses out here, TPC, Norton being one of them. And I think, the men being here for however many years, and obviously the women were here for I want to believe it was the Welch's Women's Open. To be able to bring a tournament back to New England, Massachusetts especially, it's incredible just because, we have such a great fan base out here. We have amazing golf courses that we do want to showcase, and I think it's very important to show off the girls as well in a sense of, we can play this golf course just like the men and hopefully, maybe a little better. But, this course is a challenge, and, just to kind of show that off as well, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, I hope the crowds come out and support women's golf and, just watch the talent that we have.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
If we don't have any more in the room, I do have. Oh, yes, it is you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, Michael Silverman, Boston Globe. I'm just curious, how many times have you played this course? And after playing today, how How did it play for you?
So I used to play in the Deutsche Bank Pro-Am and then the Dell Technology Pro-Am, but that was like years ago when I was probably 14 or 15 or so. But for this year, I've only played it once right before going over to Scotland, and even 3-4 weeks ago, the course was in great shape. But kind of coming back from Scotland these past 2 weeks to some fresh greens, this course is in pristine conditions. Fairways are pure, and the greens are just rolling. I don't even know how fast. I think they're at least like a 12 out there, if not faster. But it's been a lot of fun. It's gonna be tough conditions, rough's thick, but it's very much gonna be a drive for show, putt for dough, and I think it's gonna be pretty gettable with certain pins. We'll see how the course withstands throughout the entire week, but there's gonna be no excuses for missing some putts other than maybe a misread, just because of how pure it is out there.
Hi, Megan. Christina Shalhoop, ABC6.
What's up?
How's it going, girl?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you. A little bit of a personal question. I know you're a big fan of a good cup of coffee. Being back home in New England, I've got to ask, what's your Dunkies order?
Well, I know I'm not getting a Dunkin' sponsor. I don't drink Dunkin'.
Fair enough.
I'll drink it like a culotta from there. I feel bad. Dunkin' was my introduction to coffee. I remember in high school. Oh gosh, this is all the coffee people who are gonna look at me with disgust. It used to be like a French vanilla, extra mocha swirl. It was, and I look back on it, and then you'd drink, and you just get a full mouthful of sugar. It was pretty much a cup of cream with a splash of coffee back then. But nowadays, I've matured, I've grown up, and now I like a little flat white when I'm on the road. But when I am home, I'm actually making my own coffee at home right now.
Good stuff.
Who else? I will ask, I'm not sure if you've heard or FM has told you, but the ticket sales for this event have been off the charts, really exceeding expectations. What would you say to the Boston sports fans who are going to come out and support this week?
I would say they're in for a heck of a show. These girls are going to put on a fantastic event, and hopefully, it's going to be very entertaining. And selfishly, I'm hoping I'm the one raising the cup, but we'll see at the end of the week.
Awesome. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you so much, Megan. We
Awesome.
appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness.